The Lighthouse Challenge of New Jersey consists of visiting 10 land-based lighthouses, 1 museum, and 3 life-saving stations. It was started in October 2000 by the New Jersey Lighthouse Society. Every year in October, thousands of people participate in this event. This year's souvenir was a photo album, and at each stop you collected 2 postcards to add to your album. The theme was the Year of the Keeper, honoring all of the lighthouse keepers throughout the years. This was our 4th year participating in the challenge, and Phoenix is 2nd. It's one of our favorite events of the year, so come and join us on this journey. We stayed at the beach walk at Seabright so we could get up bright and early to start our journey. It had a beautiful view of Navesink Twin Lights from the docks. Good morning, Odyssey runners. Today is the day of the New Jersey Lighthouse Challenge, and we are at lighthouse number 1, which is Sandy Hook. So have fun joining me on my adventures. All right, bye.
Here we are at our first lighthouse in Sandy Hook. Isn't it amazing? Bright and early, a little bit chilly. Kid's having a great time. He's dancing sometimes.
Sandy Hook Light is the oldest standing and operating lighthouse in the United States. It was built in the 1760s and first lit in 1764. In 1964, it was declared a National Historic Landmark and is still in use to this day. So unfortunately, Phoenix couldn't climb this one because of height restrictions. So we didn't climb Sandy Hook. He was pretty bummed about it. He did, however, have fun running around the museum. Navesink Twin Lights was built in 1862 on the site of the original lighthouses that had been built in 1828. They were a landmark for ships entering the New York harbor.
Good job, buddy.
You're doing awesome, buddy. Good job. Good job, buddy. Navesink has a wonderful museum with many great exhibits detailing the history of the lighthouse and its keepers. The display of the second order bivalve lens is one of my favorites. Normally, only one tower is open for climbing. but for the challenge, they opened up both. Phoenix climbed both towers all by himself, and he had a lot of fun. Seagirt Lighthouse was built in 1896 and was the last live-in lighthouse built on the Atlantic coast. It was built to illuminate a blind spot midway between Navesink Twin Lights and Barnegat Light. In the 1980s, it was saved and restored by the Seagirt Lighthouse Citizens Committee. Yeah? Alright, you ready, bud? Okay. Good job. Beach Life Saving Station was established in 1902 and was used to house volunteers and equipment to save victims of shipwrecks off the coast of the Manasquan area.
Good job, buddy.
In the 1930s, it became the Manasquan Coast Guard Station until it was decommissioned in 1996. In 2000, it was sold to the borough, and the Squam Beach Life Saving Station Preservation Committee worked to restore it to the beautiful state it is in today. Barnegat Light was first constructed in 1859. It was deactivated in 1944, but thanks to the hard work of the Friends of Barnegat Lighthouse State Park nonprofit, it was reactivated in 2009. This year, the lighthouse was closed to climbing because it has been under renovations. The outside looks stunning with its brand new paint job. I can't wait to see what they've done on the inside. The museum is about a quarter mile from the lighthouse, so we walked the beach trails to get there. The original Barnegat Lighthouse lens is displayed in the museum, and they also have beautiful gardens in the back. We stayed at the Bel Air Motel in Wildwood so we could get to Cape May bright and early the next day. I think somebody was a little tired. Our favorite lighthouse of New Jersey is the Cape May Lighthouse. My husband and I were married at the beach in Cape May in 2013, and we had our wedding pictures done at the Lighthouse. It was built in 1859 and stands at 157 feet high. It takes 199 steps to get to the top. The lighthouse is still active and is operated by the U.S. Coast Guard. You can see the light from up to 24 miles away at sea. Careful, buddy. Although not an official stop on the challenge anymore, we still like to stop at the Hereford Inlet Light. It was built in 1874 and is an active lighthouse maintained by the U.S. Coast Guard and run by the city of North Wildwood. Tatham Life Saving Station was built in 1895 and is the oldest building in Stone Harbor. It is lovingly maintained and preserved by the American Legion Post 331. One of my favorite things about this stop is the beautiful murals painted inside and on the front of the building. U.S. Life Saving Station 30 has come a long way since we first started doing the challenge a few years ago. Over the years, they have worked to restore it, and it is now a museum which opened in 2021. By the time we got to Absecon, Little Man had already fallen asleep, so we didn't climb this one. We did, however, get to see the local legend, Buddy, who has been a volunteer lightkeeper since 2009 and is 95 years young. He climbs to the top of the lighthouse 3 times a week to greet visitors when they reach the top. Absecon is New Jersey's tallest lighthouse. It was built in 1857 and stands at 171 feet. To get to the top, you have to climb 228 stairs. The original Tucker's Island Lighthouse was built in 1884. In 1927, it toppled into the water due to beach erosion, and by 1952, the entire island that it had been located on was gone. In 2000, the Tuckerton Seaport opened, and the Tucker's Island Lighthouse replica was the centerpiece. It has a wonderful museum that educates on the maritime history and heritage of the Jersey Shore. Tinicum Rear Range Lighthouse was built in 1880. It is still active today. Unfortunately, due to some major car issues on day one, we were running behind schedule and couldn't climb Tinicum, Finns Point, or East Point. Finns Point was built in 1877 and it was deactivated in 1951. East Point Lighthouse was our final stop on the challenge. It was built in 1849. Thanks to the hard work of the Maurice River Historical Society, it was fully restored and furnished, and it is still active and used by the U.S. Coast Guard today. It also has a museum that is open year-round. You can view the most beautiful sunsets from the beach there. We were lucky enough to get there just in time to see it. The Lighthouse Challenge is one of my family's favorite events each year. I hope you enjoyed following us along on our journey and had fun learning a little history about New Jersey's wonderful lighthouses. As always, thanks for your support and stay tuned for more adventures.